In terms of national service and Tzahal and so forth, how does Yapid, yourself, and the Yesh Atid party see it?
You can go to look at Yair Lapid's first speech on this topic, and he laid out very clearly what the party's platform is. Our approach is as follows. If someone is really studying Torah day and night, but I mean sincerely, the Hebrew terminology is Torato umnato. All he can do is learn Torah. You're not going to see him at the falafel place hanging out at night. You're not going to see them wandering in the streets. You're going to see them even during Bein Hazman and during their vacation time trying to find real opportunities to learn. You're not going to see them in the Knesset gallery, which we saw often, yeshiva boys there. Guys who all they can do day and night is learn, they should be learning. And we actually wrote into our law, it was the first time in Israeli history, that guys who are in that category, not that they're exempt from serving our people, that is their service to the Jewish people. It's a nuance which is so important, and Yair Lapid has said that's one of the things that he's proudest of, that we in Yesh Atid made it that Torah study is a service to the Jewish people. That's number one. But those who aren't, and we met with Rosh Yeshiva, with heads of rabbinic institutions, who told us that as many as 60% of the guys who are in yeshiva don't belong there after a few years. Give them a few years of learning, and then they have to go out and they have to serve the country, either in military service or national service. But when they go to military service, they can do it in a religious battalion, which has prayer services 3 times a day, Torah study every day. We were the first to bring a Haredi Hesder yeshiva, a yeshiva where they learn for 2 years, morning and afternoon. At nighttime, they're trained in computers. And then years 3 and 4, they work in the army in computers, and then they come back to yeshiva every night for night seder to learn. That's the kind of vision that we have, balance. No one is being asked to go against the religious principles. No one is being asked to be pulled out of learning. If they really are sincerely studying Torah day and night, anybody who's not, either military service, or we opened up a whole route of national service options as well, because we're one nation with one lot, with one destiny together, and we all have to serve together.
In terms of the national service and the Tzahal you just mentioned before, and the 60% that really are not studying as they could be studying, or they just don't have the aptitude for it, do you see from your so far from what you the surveys and the stats that the developing of the yeshiva individual, whereby he's becoming more of a Baal Chesed, more of a person of charity and so forth, becoming more responsible as a husband, father, that this opportunity to actually take his Torah knowledge and Musar and to put it into daily living of service really changes the person for a better individual?
Do I see that serving in the country perhaps changes the yeshiva guys in terms of for the better, that they're able to improve themselves? I visited the bases where we have Nachal Haredi, where we have the Haredi Ultra-Orthodox Battalion, and also Shachar Kachol, which is a program in the Air Force for them. These guys told me themselves that they are much better people because of where they are now. They had their years in yeshiva, they gained skills in terms of learning, they do learn every single day, but now they feel like they're part of the broader Jewish people. They feel like they're giving in a tangible way to the Jewish people. They tell me how rewarding it is to have that feeling and satisfaction of, I am giving, and there's no doubt that it improves their character. But I want to be very careful, because sometimes people make broad generalizations about the ultra-Orthodox community. The ultra-Orthodox community, even amongst those who are learning full-time, are a very giving community. They are known for their volunteer organizations, they're known for their chesed, they're known for even, you see, Hatzalah and other organizations that are saving lives, and that's many from the ultra-Orthodox communities. I don't want to imply that somehow those who are learning full-time need to have this other experience and somehow the Haredi community is failing in this area. I am not suggesting that at all, but there is no doubt that the experience of going out and being part of broader Am Yisrael, seeing that they're part of the Jewish nation, and by the way, even having influence from a Torah perspective on the rest of the nation, that's something which definitely enhances who they are as people and who they are as religious people.
Behind you is Theodor Herzl and Chaim Weizmann's, and of course the Israeli flag. From your experience so far within Israel, how do you see the Zionist future? How can it relate in terms of both the Israeli Jewish community and the American Jewish community?
I'll address Israel first. When Israel was first founded, the secular founders of Israel, people who you see even behind me featured here, they were secular in nature, and they wanted to have a secular state. There's no doubt about it. We still revere them and honor them for having started the state, but it cannot be ignored that that was the vision that they had. And the religious community said, no, we have to have a state based on God, based on Torah, based on mitzvah observance. Yair Lapid himself, in one of his most famous speeches, Tu Charedim, at Kiryat Ono, he said in Hebrew to them, Atem nitzachtem. You won that battle. There is God in Israel, there is Torah in Israel, there's religious observance in Israel, and we on the secular side are not trying to take that away. So Zionism in Israel now has to be not again about this battle of religious against secular. The challenge is to work together, to find a common language, a common ground. What do we want here? And the way I see it, it should be a country built on core Jewish values of no discrimination, of loving one another, of unity with one another, recognizing that even if we have differences in terms of our personal religious practice, there has to be far more that we can find that unites us together. And I really believe if we build a state based on those values of chesed, of giving, and a country which is built on one person helping the other, that can make us the Or LaGoyim, the light unto the nations, that the entire world should be seeing, and we hope would see in the Jewish people. So that's my vision for what Zionism should be here.